Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight. Luke Skywalker was a Tatooine farm boy who rose from humble beginnings to become one of the greatest Jedi the galaxy has ever known. Hello and welcome to Centaurian's Corner, and today we're reviewing Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight. He's a Walgreens exclusive, but in the UK I got him from Star Action Figures, and he cost me about $22.95 I think it was, so a little bit just over the odds of a normal action figure, but not too much over. And as if you've been following my channel, this is out of all the new ones that have come out from Force Friday and all that sort of rigmarole that was going on. This is the figure that I really wanted. I really want a decent looking Luke. Do I think they've still nailed it on the head? I don't think they have, but again, I still wanted a decent Luke figure because the only one I have is the X-Wing. And yeah, I mean, he looks pretty cool. And I love Luke Skywalker Return Jedi. The only thing is, again, I'm not too keen on this kind of sort of area here with his robes and stuff. So I really would like to see what can happen with those once he's out of the box. So here he is. We've got his kind of sort of pencil drawing on the side. We've got him in his little bubble there with his lightsaber and his little blaster that he nicked from the I don't know if it was a Gamma guard or whatnot, but he nicked it from one of Jabba's skiff guys. He's an exclusive, so he's got no number. And on the side we've got Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight with Luke Sky written in the black. And on the back we've got his picture and his bio. So without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. Right, so here he is in his blister pack. There's a lot of space at the top there. It just seems a little bit short in this sort of blister pack, but we're comparing to the other Luke Skywalker anyway for sure. And yeah, he's got like his little extra stand there. So I'm not going to moan about the stands. I'd rather they were different, but as it's like a free little stand, you know, they don't have to put it in there for all the time. So yeah, my thoughts on those are it's free, so I'll take it. So what we do, just pull him out of the packet, have a little quick sort of look over at him, and then I'll take him away for a couple of photos that I'll show at the end of the video, and just put him through his paces basically. So let's take a look. Already looks kind of sort of frayed here at the front on his the cape, but to be honest, I'm not really too fussed about keeping this on. But yeah, he seems all right. He seems quite good, and I'll take him away, and I'll see you in a mo. Okay, so welcome back. Been away and taken a few pictures, and I must say, actually, when I first got him out and I started posing him, I didn't really like him. But the more that I did sort of pose and the more I got used to his ability, actually, he's not a too bad figure. But we'll go through his posability a little bit later. But we start off with his accessories, and he comes with 4 accessories. I mean, we've got his cape. We've got his lightsaber, we've got a blaster, and then obviously we've got his stand, which the stand is just a basic kind of sort of triangle stand that's we always seem to be getting in each sort of exclusives, I guess. So I'm not really going to count that as an accessory, but he comes with it nonetheless. Now the cape itself, yeah and no. I mean, this is what it is. It's just a bit of fabric that sits on top of your figure. You have to really sort of manipulate that hood to get it looking right. because it is a bit baggy, does sit on his head a little bit too much. So the only time that you really see him is when he's walking into Jabba's palace looking a bit all mysterious, or I suppose in that other kind of part which was deleted where he's like constructing his lightsaber. Mine has frayed quite a bit down here though, as it come out of the box like that, which is a bit annoying. I suppose it would sort of hold up here, I suppose, but again, it still looks a little bit odd. And I never really liked this kind of cape on Luke, even with the old Kenner style sort of ones either. But yeah, it's made of like the old polyester kind of sort of material, same as sort of Obi-Wan's, Kenobi's kind of old robe and stuff. But it already there just looks like it's fraying down the sides. It feels like it's sort of kind of burnt off rather than sort of cut. So yeah, I can see that sort of not lasting too long, to be honest. His other accessories he comes with, here's the figure. Is his little Jabba's blaster on there. And he's got quite a bit of paint applications on there really. His handle's kind of sort of got a bronzy kind of sort of rust on there. I do think the weathering's a little bit overkill. But it's just nice to see weathering on it, to be honest. And all the sculpts and all that's there, which is quite nice. It does feel a little bit too big though for what this gun is. It does feel a little bit cumbersome. Maybe because Luke feels a bit small. But that just literally just fits into his right hand where he's got the trigger finger. And his hand's quite pliable as well. When I first got it out, I thought it was a solid fist. But it's just a very sort of loose type of kind of plastic. And yeah, just fits that just in there. Holds it really nicely. And it's pretty cool. But he's got nowhere to hide it or hold it onto him. So it's just literally a sort of a spare accessory really, depending how you want to display your Luke. But you got another little pistol there for any type of custom or anything a bit later on. And obviously his main sort of accessory, let's just say, is his lightsaber. And yeah, I mean, I haven't got the other Luke to compare it. The only Luke I have is the sort of figure arts kind of Luke, and that was a really small, very small lightsaber hilt for him. But yeah, we've got the clip, we've got all the silver and the gold in the right places, and then we've got those little black stripes in the grip in there, looking quite nice. And it has got the little clip in there, and that fits there. But to be honest, there's nowhere to place this hook on the Luke figure, so it seems that this sort of blade removable kind of thing is a bit pointless, I suppose. Just depending how you want the display. But I would say this part here is very thin, and I've had it bend quite a few times where I'm trying to sort of bend him with a two-hand position. So you always got to make sure that your sort of hands a little bit further down, as this does really sort of bend. And I think once that goes, that's gonna just snap. But yeah, I mean, that's his accessories. I mean, they're pretty good ones. Actually, let's show him off actually holding the lightsaber. Would be a good one, wouldn't it? But yeah, it just sort of plugs into his hands. All right. I was a bit worried because he hasn't got butterfly joints in his shoulders, wondering if he could actually do a two-handed pose. But because he's quite skinny, it reminds me a bit of like the female characters. So he can easily get those two-handed poses, but it's just getting his hand on there. You've got to kind of sort of slide it on rather than get in there. There we go. And yeah, he just holds it quite nice. He sort of it doesn't look like an awkward two-hand, if you know what I mean. Sometimes they look like their arms are really stretched across to get that kind of look, and the lightsaber's like bending, trying to hold it in place. But yeah, I mean, you can get quite a few sort of like poses and whatnot, and his legs are quite sort of flexible as well. So yeah, you can get quite a good sort of range of movement and stuff there. And the green itself as well, it kind of comes out a bit too translucent on the camera, but it is a thicker green lightsaber. To be honest, it probably could do with it being a little bit more darker green, like a bit more vibrant, but it does do the lightsaber justice. That's his accessories, and then with that we'll go through his sculpt, his posability, sorry, and yeah, you know, general kind of sort of Black Series figure. Obviously he's a little bit hindered in certain places due to different bits and bobs, but yeah, his head can go left and go right. We can't really look up because of that 1970s kind of hairdo. Well, this would be 80s I suppose now. And but you can look down, and he's got quite a good sort of like arm shoulder movement at the top there, and it's obviously a rotation, and then we've got a rotation at the elbow, but unfortunately this one's not very sort of, it's not even 90 degrees on this arm. It just sort of sits down there, probably just below 90. I think this one's a bit better, comes right up, but yeah, he's a little bit hindered on this one. We've got the rotation at the wrist and on the hinge as well, and then obviously at his waist he can swivel, but his ab crunch, it's not too bad. It's just kind of sort of just underneath this flap here, so you can get tiny little bit of movement down and a little bit back. And then his legs can come out this far, and then he can go back not so far, but he can actually get a good range at the front to reenact that kick to the skiff guard when he's jumping across. And then we've got an upper thigh rotation, we've got a double jointed knee, and then we've got the rocker and a pivot. So in all, apart from his elbow and his ab crunch, it's a pretty good sort of movable figure really. And yeah, and he actually photographs really nicely as well. And saying about that, we're going to his sculpt. Yeah, I like his face, and I don't like his face. If it's kind of head on like this, it's not too bad. But I think because of the hair and the face, it kind of just reminds me a little bit of a Ken doll, and maybe it's just a little bit too big on his shoulders. But as soon as you start turning it around, it kind of goes into a bit more of a feminine kind of look, and a very sort of like elongated kind of face there. But from the front, it's not too bad. But yeah, as soon as you start sort of turning it, you know, I think it does lose the Mark Hamill look, unfortunately. But his hair's quite nice. You know, it's that nice sort of like mousy blonde, and we've got a bit of a darker wash in there as well, and we've got the face print tech as well. So yeah, you know, you can tell it's a bit more of a premium looking figure than what we used to get. And then we go into his robes. So we've got this sort of like plastic material robe that's over his general kind of like black attire, I suppose. And yeah, it's all a different piece. It can probably be removed, so I will maybe be looking into that to see if I can take this off. So I might put him into some hot water to see if I can pop this off without really damaging it too much. And also on the inside as well, we've got this sort of square bib, and actually it seems like it's a bit removable. And I think the last figure did have, so I don't know if this is the same body as the one before, but you can actually take it out and go from there. But you can just plug that back in at the moment. But yeah, I mean, we've got all that there, so hopefully a little bit further down the line I might be able to do a bit of a custom on this guy. I mean, the rest is kind of just his black kind of undersuit clothing, and it goes down into his legs. I do think, I don't know if it shows up, but we've got this upper part here which is a different kind of plastic to his thighs. So this is all glossy, and then it goes to a bit matte looking, and which is a bit annoying. I think it just does look a little bit strange. When we go down, then we go into his little gloss sort of leather boots, and there's a little bit of textures on there, but not over too much really, and it's just pure black. He hasn't got no belt or anything underneath there. It would be nice to sort of maybe have even a moulded little black clip on there, that we could maybe just get that lightsaber just to attach just on the side there. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I do like him. And the other sort of Star Wars figure that I did get from this guy, which was my sort of one I got before, was my SH Figure Arts bootleg figure. I actually thought the face weren't too bad when I got this, but you can tell that the new Hasbro one is 10 times better than what this is. So if you're thinking about getting this one now, then go out and get this one, because obviously that looks awful. So, I mean, at the moment, guys, is an exclusive. Is ranging about £20 to £25, depending on which sort of website you go on. But then obviously you've got to weigh up your kind of sort of postage as well. But yeah, I mean, I would say go out and get him. If you're an action figure collector, he's got all those poses and he's good for the shelf. Obviously, if you're a normal collector and just keep them in the boxes, you know, you're going to get it anyway. But he's an exclusive from Walgreens. So, guys, this has been my review of Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight. And you can subscribe, you can ding the bell, you can comment, you can follow me on Instagram, which is in the description down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye!